Welcome to the Fantasy Football Prophet podcast, hosted by Craig Phillips and Jeff Torrey. Visit us at fantasyfootballprophet.com. And now your hosts, Craig and Jeff.
Welcome everyone to the Fantasy Football Prophet podcast. I'm Craig Phillips, joined as always by Jeff Torrey. And tonight we got another Thursday night football instant reaction. We got Vikings Rams tonight. Rams get the 38-31 win, but this is like 2 weeks in a row we've had a fun Thursday night game. Browns last week, now Rams Vikings this week. I know, Jeff, you're probably happy. You got Goff on your main lineup this week, so I know you saw the 50-point game coming. You predicted that, right?
Yep. Everyone knew Goff was going to go down for 50.
Yes, it was impressive. I mean, he looked really good. He did. That offense overall, the Rams they're ridiculously good right now.
Yeah, they're just sharp. Like I couldn't believe it. Even Goff showed a different aspect of his game today. He was so accurate. Even those touchdown passes. I mean, the one to Kupp in the end zone and then the one to Cooks that was the deep bomb down the middle. Both of them were just right on the money. And you pair that with the fact they have Todd Gurley, who is just phenomenal once again. And that defense, I mean, man, they look like the real deal all the way around.
And the thing is, they have so many players there and those receivers you worry about, can they all do something? And they all did something tonight. I mean, Kupp, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cooks had 116 in a touchdown. Woods, 101 in a touchdown. They're all startable every week.
I was saying, even Gurley had 73 in a touchdown receiving.
Yeah. We'll going along with his 83 rushing yards.
Yeah.
It's funny, though. It is just those 4 guys. I mean, Everett had 1 catch for 13. That was the only other player to record any sort of stat for them. It's just Gurley, Kupp, Cooks, and Woods.
Yeah, it was just impressive all the way around. And the crazy part is the Vikings offense didn't look bad at all. I don't even think that the Vikings defense really looked poor. I think that the Rams were just better.
Yeah, they're going to be tough to stop this year. And you're going to just play all 4 of them. Obviously, you're playing Gurley every week. You're playing Cooks most of the time. People were hesitant on Cooks. I'm happy we weren't.
Yeah, and I think you're being, too easy on everyone when you say most of the time. I don't know too many teams that you're not playing Cooks all the time right now.
Yep, you have to. And
yeah,
Woods and Kupp, I think the way this offense is rolling, I don't think you want to miss out. I think they're at least a flex.
Yeah, I think you have to be putting them in now. And Cooper Kupp went off today. But yeah, I think that the way this game went, it just shows you. I think you have to play the hot hand, and a good team gives players more opportunity. So maybe they'll have an up and down, but I think that the guys that we just mentioned, they are if you more than likely you have a spot to put them on your team.
And I'm happy to see the way Cooks has been playing there and just consistent. Finally, he's not this boomer bust player anymore. He's doing it every single week. So that was always the worry with him, but he's been great. But then Minnesota, Cousins bounced back finally. He terrible week last week, but bounced back. I mean, they're throwing the ball a lot. That's 2 weeks in a row he's had over 50 passes. I mean, Cook he came in injured. They didn't play him a lot, but the run game, then now it's 2 weeks in a row. The run game's done pretty much nothing at all. And I don't know if that's how it's going to be, but I guess if you're a Cousins owner or Adam Thielen owner, Stephon Diggs owner, I think you're fine with it if they don't run the ball.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's tough right now, too. I mean, Dalvin Cook did get 10 carries. He didn't do a whole lot with them. But when the passing game is doing that well and the team on the opposite side of you is putting up those kind of points, there's no real reason to run it. I mean, Cousins didn't throw an interception. He got sacked a few times, 4 times actually, but it wasn't, they still looked really good. 422 yards, 3 touchdowns. I know you had him in one of our leagues. You were starting him. I mean, even though he lost, he looked great.
I mean, there's still, though, that end of the first half clock management. I don't know what's going on with him there. He needs to figure that out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they got the field goal, and who knows? That still would have been the percentages were not with them in order to score. But you're right. That was I don't know what they were doing. Talk about getting to the line slow.
Yeah, that was odd. But hey, Adam Thielen continues to be great every week. Diggs bounced back. He's great. I feel pretty confident about ranking him like I did this year.
I always laugh because I know we were battling, and both of us had them both ranked pretty high. But I had Thielen above Diggs, you had Diggs above Thielen, and we kind of battled it out. And right now, I could not tell you who is right and wrong. I think we're just both winners.
I think so,
everyone's
too.
a winner as long as you picked one of them.
Yeah, and for fantasy purposes, the 2 touchdowns going to Aldrick Robinson kind of disappointed me.
It's true. Good for him, but
don't go pick him up.
You were hoping they're going to go to Diggs or Thielen, maybe Rudolph.
It was in the Instagram versus Twitter league that I'm in here. I'm playing against Brad Evans from Yahoo this week, and I had a pretty good start. I had Diggs, Cooks, and Gurley in the lineup tonight. In a PPR league to top it off.
Not too shabby. Oh, in a PPR. Oh,
yeah.
Diggs with 11 catches too. Woo.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it.
That's big time.
Pretty solid outing there. I might move to 3-1 there and beat Brad Evans this week. Hopefully that's the way it goes. I mean, most of our team, a lot of the teams we have in different places, Diggs and Cooks show up in like every lineup. It's just those were good value players this year, so it's good to see them playing like this. But this was a good Thursday night game, which the last few years you really couldn't say that. I don't feel like you didn't get games quite like this or this much fun to see. But
yeah,
I just don't know if the Rams are going to lose.
I don't want to get ahead of myself. Everyone loses sometimes, but right now, it's hard to say though because I felt like they played a perfect game. I mean, they were just on point. Everything was just precise. Is there anything that you saw in this game? Obviously, the main guys that we talked about, especially the Rams, they pretty much went right to script. I mean, like you said, Woods, Cooks, Kupp, Gurley, and then Goff throwing it to him. But maybe Minnesota. Is there anyone in here that you think could even emerge as another weapon or someone that you were surprised by?
Not really. I was hoping Treadwell would do something, and I'm not. He drops too many balls. And, he did get 4 catches for 47. He's at least involved a little bit, but he drops too many balls yet. It's ends up, hard to trust him. Hard for, his team to trust him. He's definitely not a fantasy option. And it's just not, I don't feel like it's happening. And year 3, and you're not seeing really any kind of great improvement from him. So, I don't know. That's kind of disappointing because there's really nobody else. The Cook owners are what's probably the most worried. The only worry out of this game is the Dalvin Cook owners. Everyone else is happy.
Yeah. And that's a very fair point as well. Obviously, I like Cook. I think he is a very talented individual. Does this say something about how this year will go for him, or are you still pretty optimistic about how he will play the second half of this season, if you will?
My worry is that I feel like the Vikings defense isn't as good as we thought. And if they continue to be passed on like this, look what they let Josh Allen do to them last week. It's and even against Green Bay, that was an injured Aaron Rodgers, and they still gave up points. I don't know. I don't think this pass defense is very good. So my worry is they get in shootouts and they really can't run the ball, and Dalvin Cook might not be able to do as much. I think the offensive line is still kind of poor.
Yeah, after watching this game, I was really wondering how much they wanted to involve Cook. Like, it felt to me as if they kind of were nursing him back into the game. The fact that he doesn't have a single catch out of the backfield kind of signifies that to me, or maybe I'm just misreading it. I don't know. But Latavius Murray did have 2 catches coming out of the backfield, but let's be honest, he's not the guy you're going to be tossing it to. I would think that Cook is best suited for that. He did get 10 carries. He only got 20 yards, but I don't know. Something felt like he wasn't 100% yet.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't. But even if I say that, I think he might not be maybe that first round talent you thought he was going to be. But I think this is like a great buy low opportunity right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that way too. I know it's a little bit of a risk.
You don't,
but I just think I do think talent wins out, especially in a team that can put up a lot of points. And I just feel like this is not what he is going to be.
No, but the thing is too, I don't want to give up a lot for him.
that's the issue.
I would love to be able to get him on my team, but yeah, you just got to feel around and see what you could pull off to get him, though.
Yeah. At this point, I'm wondering if you could get someone give someone up, maybe a 2-for-1 and be give up someone like Lynch or someone like that. Would you make that type of trade?
Oh, yeah, all day long.
Right. Okay. I would too. And, Lynch would be more usable if someone is hurting. So, maybe someone would be maybe someone would be willing to kind of entertain that kind of trade.
Maybe somebody likes Matt Breida, who's been, He had some good games. Somebody like that who don't think it's going to be able to sustain itself.
Yeah, I'd be trying to kind of pass off a back end RB2 or an RB3, maybe pair another guy up just to see, because I don't want to give up too much for him. But if I can take him for that, that's maybe I lose a little production, but I think the risk is worth it.
I think so too. Maybe Deshaun Jackson goes off this week again, and you pair him with some running back and get him. I would
definitely. I'm just doubling down on that. I would definitely do that one. Maybe he would make me look dumb, but I think that's a good one for.
Or how about if you have a good backup quarterback because you had Jared Goff on your bench and thought he was going to be a backup, and now he's maybe your starter, and you might have Carson Wentz on your bench, like you, Jeff.
Right, I know. I'm gonna start looking at that.
No, really. What would you do in that situation? Are you going to trade Wentz? You should try to get some value there.
I would absolutely consider especially if it was for someone the caliber of Delvin Cook.
You need Wentz to go off one week and then decide if you like Goff or Wentz better, and then realize you don't want the headache of having to pick between the two, so you trade them and get some value.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, so we'll see if you can do that. But all right, I think that's going to do it for the reaction. We'll be back, Sunday night? Go over all of the week. Week 4 already. Jeez, it's starting to move along. We're almost this will be like almost a third of the way through the fantasy regular season.
I know, it's getting crazy. How are you doing in your leagues?
I mean, most of them I'm doing pretty well. I'm like 2-1 or 3-0 in most, except our main league where I'm sitting 1-2, the one that really matters.
I know, I'm ready to go 4-0, baby.
Yeah, you're rolling. You're going to win that. I mean, at this point, if you don't win the title, it's a terrible management.
Don't do that. Man,
it's all on you now. You should win this, no problem. I mean,
you put that evil up on me.
Team is stacked. There's no way you shouldn't win.
Dude, every year I do this, and usually it's you that's tearing me down. But
I don't know if I will yet this year. I got to make some moves.
I'm hoping that you have to sell your team. No offense, but I just don't want to face you in the playoffs.
We'll see.
I've had a bad track record in that league.
This week decides a lot. If I go 2-2, I'm in it. If I go 1-3, I feel like it's already over. So we'll see. But all right, that'll do it for today. We'll talk to you guys Sunday night.